Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 5 of week 8 of the Guildford City Fitness live stream. Hope you're feeling good today, ready to start with our freestyle warm-up. You'll need a nice clear warm-up area to do it in, and then something to drink while you do it. And we've got bean game as well, so be prepared, get your comments in to per person limit. And anything else you need from me, just let us know as we go through. So, bent the iron cross and Spider-Man lunge and rotate to begin down at the floor. Start with a really bent knee and then straighten it as you go.
Morning from Cara, Harry and Ella.
Cara, Harry and Ella. Morning.
Morning from Manon and Eleanor.
How are you doing today, girls?
From Kira and Charlie.
Glad to have you here, Kira and Charlie. Kira's probably already pre-typed all her bean things. Okay, Spider-Man lunge and rotate. I'm changing it a little bit. So, big old Spider-Man lunge, but you want your hand, left hand inside your left knee. Try and get your forearm as low as you can with a straight back, and then rotate to the ceiling.
Edith and Tom. Very good morning.
How you doing, Edith and Tom? You can switch, so you don't slouch to get your arm down. Go as low as your hips will allow you. Find a stable place.
Hi from Robin. I'm not sure if Jamie is doing it today because she's had another sleepover. Hi from B and hi from Pranath.
How you doing, B, Pranath and Robin? And then belated say hello to Jamie for us.
Yeah.
Lunge and rotate. And then, leg swings and scat press. So a not fair comparison because I'm wearing better shorts for leg swings today.
Morning to us both from Danny and Sophia.
Danny and Sophia.
Morning from Grace, who says, Bean game!
I knew that would please her. Danny and Sophia is always good to hear from them because it's always the same. I always remember it because you only ever hear from them two together. Everyone else it changes. So Edith and Tom was a bit like, they're never back to back. Okay, switch sides. I'm going to kick this. Am I? So watch this bit. I'm not arching my lower back here, so I'm getting a lot of hip stretch.
It's because Danny and Sophia are in the same comment.
I know, but it's still whenever I get the 4,
yeah.
I get 4 names, it's because they were 2 and then there was 2 more.
Yeah. Nick Brooks says hi to everyone.
Morning, Nicholas.
Morning from Megan and Zach, who is just getting dressed.
Scat press.
Morning from Manon, just come back from a run. Manon, I don't know how you have the energy.
To do it before,
yeah.
like even performance squad, like do this and then they run later. Very impressive.
Jordan literally had to tell me this morning, I was curled up in bed and he was like, the children will be disappointed if you don't get up out of bed, and I was like, oh. Okay, so scat press. Don't try and get in the habit of not letting your arms bend. So even if you're at the bottom, a little shift, keep it locked straight. Like you don't have any elbows, at least for 6 of these. And then IYT, so face down on the pillow, go nice and slow. I think a lot of people, depends on who's been teaching it, but IYT used to be this, where you bounce. If you're throwing your arms up, the muscles on your back and your rotator cuff aren't actually going to warm up because they're not contracting at a controlled rate. So make sure, I haven't explicitly said that to the camera before, but that isn't going to do anywhere near as much good. Oh. Sorry, my phone went a bit weird then.
Oh, is that alright?
Yeah.
As that. Because it's more time that those muscles are trying to hold your arms up.
Morning from Nancy.
How you doing, Nancy? And that you can fit it in afterwards, as long as you're spending about, 30 seconds, slow and controlled, and then finish off with that. But that's how we build
bulletproof shoulders, and then you spend less time on poolside dealing with me and physios. And then you've got vertical jumps. Split them up however you want. So just get 6 of them done. Singles.
I'm usually up at 6,
Or
it's not
drops.
early for me. Yeah, you wouldn't think, I used to get up and go do a
Splits.
spin class at 6, so I had to get up at 5, but no, it doesn't happen anymore.
And then being game. I'm not going to fall into the trap of talking through the session, like I always do. It's because the older ones start with the skippy thing first. So,
Morning.
ready for being game?
Morning, Jordan and Demi from Hannah. In my PJs again. I mean, why not?
What better? Again, if I had Guildford pyjamas, like, I'd do the same. Okay. So, being game in 3, 2, 1, go.
Nothing so far.
Okay, baked bean, runner bean,
2 super beans from Cara.
string bean. So that's baked bean, runner bean,
String bean.
string bean, jumping bean,
Broad bean.
broad bean.
Jelly bean. That's the
I
favourite
guess it's
one.
mobility, but like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Bake, string, runner, broad, jump, jelly.
Baked bean. Broad bean. Broad bean. Jumping bean. Broad bean. Baked bean. String bean.
Relax. One more round.
Oh no, the camera tilted.
Oh no.
You're only
Okay,
half in
3,
it.
2, 1, go.
Baked bean. String bean. Baked bean. Jelly bean.
Why do people make me do that one?
Baked bean. I love the jelly bean. Jelly bean.
No, more jelly beans.
Yeah, you have to.
I
The
just-
bean gods will not be happy otherwise.
Fine, I'm taking over. Jumping bean, jumping bean. String bean, jumping bean, string bean, jumping bean, baked bean, runner bean, broad bean,
Super bean. I gave him a look, guys. String bean.
and relax. Window.
Oh, I did open it earlier.
I closed it.
Oh.
I didn't think I'd break. So, bit of static core strength, straight on planks. Need a cushion for that. So no kit for the first half. And then you need a chair for your rear elevated squats in the second half. So you're gonna go straight on plank, 20 on each side, hollow hold, and then V leg lower. So, last few seconds, and we're gonna go in 2, 1, go. Straight on plank. Okay, split your feet if you're struggling. Try and keep your wrist directly under your shoulder. Oh. Okay, switch over. That's about starting, so we'll delay it. So other side.
You have completed your sacrifice again. You do not let the beans down.
I wouldn't dare. And relax. Especially if viewership's amazing. Like, Jordan, what did you do? Hollow hold. In 3, 2, 1, go. Feet up, arms up. If you struggle, go hands by your side. To make sure nothing gets behind your lower back and the floor. Just to show you how it's easier this version is. I haven't stopped yet.
Did you just jinx yourself, sir?
Mm-hmm. Wait, no, it's because I lifted up.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Stop. And then a V leg lower. So, 3, 2, 1, and go. Arms on the floor. Like a very small V. And then one in the middle like a flutter kick. A normal leg lower. So draw your V.
Why don't you do skipping during the jelly bean so that it's more of an exercise thing? You still have to do a funny arms through though just moving from Cara. That's a good idea.
That's definitely going to happen, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but then he won't look so silly, Cara, and you know,
Yeah.
it'll be more professional.
A few seconds. Okay, and relax. There's plenty of skips that can get you guys to practice. 30 seconds off, back in the straight arm plank. Might be worth spending the time in between sips of water just to set up. I'm talking to myself mainly, but figure out your distance. So I spent a lot of that readjusting my hands. So last few seconds of rest. 3, 2, 1, go. And switch sides. Just make sure your hips are facing forward as you go through. Split your feet if you have to. Last couple of seconds.
So he has to over-exaggerate the skipping and then wobble and shake his arms as well. Hopefully he will look even sillier, and so will all of us. That is a good idea.
Over-exaggerate, big range, big jumps. Hollow hold in 2, 1, go.
We should do a dancing bean. When it's cold, Jordan should do the craziest dance he can think of from Grace.
I need to think of one that chains exercises together. So biggest constraint, as long as you can, but with back on floor. So if you go really hard to start and drop out, no. And then relax into V-leg lowers. Then 3, 2, 1, go. So V, it's almost like a VW leg lower because you go V, and then you make a W. So make sure as you draw the V, maybe play with the foot placement so you feel it more on your sides as well.
I tried getting him to do that before. He claimed he needed a demonstration. To be fair, guys, I mean...
I'm no dancer.
Yeah.
Some of you are. Some of you are very good dancers.
Jamie's finally decided to come.
Relax.
She's here now. Hello,
Good
Jamie.
morning, Jamie. Alright, one more round of that. Straight on plank. If there's any creatives in the club that want to help me with my choreography, I'd go for that. Okay, side plank in 2,
1, go.
We were watching a programme the other day and we were both saying how, oh, we actually wish we could dance. So, you know, it's not an excuse.
Okay, and switch sides. So lift your hips up consciously, push your feet down and push your hand down. You create a lot more stability. Sometimes it's not strength that limits you, it's coordination. Relax. So if you can feel like your feet are going down, you're lifting hips and pushing your hand down. Sometimes the stronger people in your squad are doing that anyway. 3, 2, 1.
Cara said, I'm really sorry,
Go.
but I have to leave early today at 8:25 because I have a meeting.
Sorry, Cara. What's time now? Have I overrun? What was it, about 20 past?
I can tell you on my iPad, 1 second. 17 minutes past.
17. Okay, cool. Whew. It's okay, Cara, as long as you can try and fit in so you get some time to cool down before you go off. I should probably say the same to anyone else. If you have to shoot off at school, make sure you've had a bit of time to, cool down a little bit. The last thing you want is to just chuck some clothes on and then sit in front of a screen. Okay, relax. And then V-leg lowers. Finish off part 1 in 2, 1, go.
I did a Royal Guard tap dance and there was a lot of stamping.
Oh, what, during the dancing bit?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Couldn't knock the blinds down again.
Yeah.
It was probably a coincidence. Oh. Yeah, the further you get your feet out, the harder it is if you watch.
Oh, that was from Edith, by the way.
Oh, I thought as much. Yeah, going to that position but keeping your shoulders down is a lot of challenge on your obliques. Because you have to manage being mobile enough to do it as well. 2, 1, relax. Part 1 done. 1 more than you finished for the week. If you've done your runs already. So lower body strength. This is my favourite. Wall sit, rear foot squat, and split jump. So you need a chair for your split squats. Can you see me okay doing the wall sit if that's there?
Yeah.
Cool. Saves me time. Ooh. Okay, so you get 1 minute off, which is about halfway spent. How much do you need to?
I don't really want it back, so you can have some of my tea.
Cool. I made my drink too early, and I finished it all before. I had to like hide a tear when I said, make sure you got a drink to hand. Okay, let's get ready then. Wall sit, 45 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go. So Cara, just thinking about time, if you manage to finish 1 round, just do the 1 and then shoot off, even if it's not 25 past. Trying to remember, Robin, what do you do during these? You see, how about you throw a ball or something else? Imagine being able to juggle during this. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, and relax into your split squats. And then the trick for today, so 3, 2, 1, go, is when you're doing your jumps, try and think about how many you do on each side with the biggest jump you can manage. And play to that. Last time I did it, I managed to get up to 5 convincing jumps on each leg. I keep telling everyone that 5 proper jumps on each leg. I could probably have done 8 maybe, but they would have been slow and low. Okay, last few seconds. Switch sides. Ready in 2, 1, go. Oh no. So setup's so important. Make sure you control your tempo. So a little pause at the bottom. 1 second down, 1 second up. Lean back. So there should be a straight line from your heel up to your hips and head. And into jumps. Oh no, I mistimed it. Okay, split jumps. In 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry guys, I've overworked you. You only get 20 per leg. So remember, count the reps on each side. Time for a couple of more. And relax. Whew. Yeah, so it should have been 20 seconds. Squat on each side. Told you it's my favourite. So we'll match it up. We'll do a little bit longer on one leg before we swap, so that you'll have done the same amount of time on each leg by the end. 30 seconds off, back into wall sits. In 2, 1, go.
Thank you so much, Jordan and Denny. Great session. Well done for your sacrifice to the beans. They are proud. From Cara.
Have a good day, Cara.
And have a great weekend.
Yeah, you and that. I was going to say you too, but I'm going to be with you for it. So. Best way to cope with this, big deep breaths. Deep breaths are something to distract you. I don't know if a book would help. When you're just reading while you do a wall sit. Okay, last couple of seconds.
Or play a game on your phone.
Relax. Yeah. Bean game. This should be a bean game. With phones. Bean game for iOS. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, if we make that, you know, we could be rich.
Imagine. So like I said, we're going to swap a bit early on this leg. Swap over now, and then we should be balanced out by the end of the session. Still control your tempo. Push your foot down through the floor. So you get a lot more from it, relax. If you think about that, push your foot through instead of just trying to stand up. And 3, 2, 1, go. Into split jumps. So make sure that your knee and heel are in line. So watch me at the bottom. It's much easier to jump from a narrow stance. Takes a lot of hip mobility to coil up your legs though. And relax. One more round. $20 off. Finish strong. Shake your legs out. And remember, the point of all the squats and wall sit is to try and tire you out. So if you imagine pushing off the wall, back end of a swim, starting to get tired, you've got to maintain that ability to push. 3, 2, 1, go. That's why it's so important. You make sure you're still jumping as high as you can, because that difference between having a good distance off the wall and a small, like a not so good distance.
You know, all I can think of is pancakes.
Pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys going to have? What's your favourite breakfast? What are you going to have over the weekend? What are you going to have today? 2, 1, relax. Ball sits done. Split squats, even time on each foot, if the coach gets it right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Excuse me, sorry.
That's you. It's more like a hamster sneeze. Big deep breaths, control that speed. Make sure your knees not wobbling around like jelly. Keep it pointed forward. It's easy for me because I can see myself on the TV, but get someone to check, switch sides if you need them to.
Oh, waffles.
That's a great shout.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a proper waffle maker for it? We used to and it broke. Sad times. Overuse, obviously.
Pancakes with Nutella.
Ooh, another great choice. Switch. By switch I mean stop. And then by stop I mean get ready to go. Last exercise in 2, 1, go.
Oh, they've got a waffle machine that looks like a cow.
Oh my gosh. Very envious. Where'd you get it from? Okay, so that's getting hard, but make sure if you need a bit more rest, take it. It's the difference between this kind of jump and this, where you just kind of go. Like imagine if that was the wall, then you turn, compared to relax. Whew. Always have that in your head whenever you're doing an exercise. There's a reason why we're doing it. Maybe you've heard it from a coach in the water. This is your golden ticket. But I know you've all got the brain for it. You've all got the commitment. Just got to think about what do you want to get from it.
They got it on Amazon.
Ooh. Right, that's what we're looking at after this.
Yeah.
Right. We've done not too bad. See, I do these videos, but it's so I can find out where to get waffle makers and what to call a hamster.
Yeah.
Okay. What did we do yesterday? We stretched. So we're gonna roll. This was on mapped up earlier.
Oh, that was hard.
Was that? How do you think so? I'm gonna make a couple of little changes over the weekend, but I'm glad you're all committed to doing it anyway, even though it's hard. That's probably the better measure of a person or an athlete, if you're willing to put the work in when it gets hard.
Pranas says his legs are hurting.
Well done, Pranas.
And we've got oats with golden syrup and scrambled eggs.
Ooh,
I mean, hopefully not all in the same bowl.
Yeah. Why not? What would be weird about that?
It's like
Judgy.
fish fingers and custard.
Fish fingers and custard?
Yeah, it's a Doctor Who reference. You wouldn't get it.
No, I wouldn't. Some of the kids might.
Yeah.
Oh.
So just try and think about all the stuff we've covered so far. I mentioned this to the others, but you want to pick one thing. So I've told you about probably 9-10 things you can do. Pick one of them for a few days and just stick with that. So number one was the difference between having your arms straight and your elbows off the floor and elbows on the floor. So maybe do 30 seconds of that being the only thing you change and see whether that helps. Because if that on its own helps, it means you can save the others for when you need them most. Ugh. Leave that there.
Thank you for another great week. Enjoy the weekend, Megan and Zach.
See you later, Megan and Zach. And Megan, again, thanks for jumping in to defend the card game. Wait, did she defend the card game, or did she just defend the other games in general? But not overdoing the bean game? I'm all for that. It's about balance. Bean game will soon lose its appeal if we just do it every day. I don't know, man. I can see it. Right, switch legs.
Thank you for another great week. Enjoy the weekend. No, I've just read that one. Thank you, Jordan, for so... Oh, I can't read today.
Sure, Specsavers. That's a little reference.
Yeah. Thank you, Jordan, so much from Harry.
You're welcome, Harry.
I got there in the end.
Have a good weekend, mate. So, hamstring flossing, up and down, pull it into your leg. Probably do it lying down.
Bean game.
Oh, you can. Lie on your back, pull the roller into your leg. Straight.
Bean game will never get boring from Grace.
I will hold you to that, Grace. There will come a day when you're older, when you're if you're swimming with the club and you're like 14, 15, and I go, jelly bean, everyone's gonna like sigh.
Yeah. Oh.
I said jelly bean, guys, come on. Hip. This one's fun for you guys. But reverse plank, put the roller under your back.
Thank you, Jordan and Demi, for a great session. Can't wait for the next one from the non. Thank you both for the amazing sessions from Edith. Thank you, Jordan and Demi, for once again an amazing session from Grace.
Oh, you're welcome, Grace. See you later. Oh. So yeah, 1 foot off the ground. Whichever hip you've got on the roller, keep that foot off the floor. And just mess around with your elbow and your arm. That's what you're going to do it for me. Just lie there with my leg. And then switch sides. I've got a good one to show people for lower back as well. Ugh. So this side, my right side is always a bit more sensitive than my left. So I can get quite a lot with my feet on the floor, both of them. Don't have to do that. Always do the least amount of manipulation that you need. So if you're thinking about competition recovery, so all the stuff that Kate and Ellen have taught you over the last 2 months or so, if you were at day one, you can get away with that. That's fine. And then maybe with the last day of the competition, you need to like really go for it to try and wake yourself up a bit. But if you go really hard on day one, you'll have nothing left for later on. Use it sparingly.
Thank you so much for a great week. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday from Robin and Jamie. Our legs and cores are burning so much. Thank you again.
Such a good job, girls. Well done. Lats.
Thanks, Jordan, for an amazing session from Morgan and Phoebe.
Okay, see you later, Morgan and Phoebe. Have a good one. Enjoy your day and enjoy your weekend. So lats, ankle taps. So if you imagine I was doing ankle taps, but with the roller in the way, move my elbow around. Make sure you hit your side and then face the ceiling as well, and then switch sides. So whenever I talk about foam rolling, if I say up and down, I mean like head to toe, and front to back would be chest to back. So like face the ceiling, and then face the floor. Just if anything feels like it's too painful, just use like your feet or your hands to support you. So like that was a bit sensitive, so I'm just gonna
put my feet down, put my other hand on the floor, and just stay there for a second.
We've got a question saying, do I need a foam roller? Note that you can do the static stretches.
Yep.
Jordan alternates in his videos from doing static and foam rolling, so if you don't have a foam roller, just do the static stretches that he does in the other demonstrations.
Yep. If you had both, still, if you only had a foam roller, and you were only foam rolling, I would probably tell you start doing some static as well. Mix it up, so you don't become over reliant. I can imagine there's a few people that would just stick to the rolling and then maybe they lose it at a competition and then they have a meltdown. It's not a great place to be, so you want to be experts of your own body. Maybe you look online, they were pretty cheap, but there's been a lot of struggles to get fitness kit because of Corona. So if you can find a cheap one, cool. Just make sure it's hollow, because they last a lot longer. If not, I would never pay more than 10, maybe even £15. 15 would be the upper absolute I'd pay.
Thank you both.
Don't ever pay 40 quid. Someone charges way too much.
Thank you both for a great session. Sorry, I'll read that again. For a great session from Eleanor. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
both, me and Pranesh. We enjoyed today's session.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, guys. I only know because Eleanor. That's a bit of sarcasm. That was a great session, but it wouldn't have been coming from her. New idea for foam rolling. I've told you to make a cross with your arm, but if you lie on the floor, like we've done, imagine you were going to do IYTs. You're going to repeat it, but with the roller under your arm. So IYTW position is this. Start from there. Just slip that roller under your arm, and then redo your IYTWs. And then if you don't feel it, jiggle the roller with your other hand. And then switch sides. So get head on position. Again, this could be an issue depending how old you are. That some of the younger people watching the videos will be, the roller is going to be huge compared to your body, so it might not work. But older ones, if you sit the roller just where your arm meets your shoulder, that's going to be where you carry a lot of tension to keep your arm stable during exercises and during catches. So that's where you're going to get a lot out of this. And as well, you can just rock yourself side to side. And then we'll leave it there. Keep stretching your necks and ankles as well. I keep bringing it up every now and again. Ankle, so you put one foot behind you, and then turn your ankle to the side, and then try and get your knee in front of your toes, stretching out this muscle on the front. Or my favourite way to deal with restriction there is use your thumbs. So just thumbs on the outside of your shin bone, and then pick your toes up like that. Point them, jiggle your ankle around. It's a lot more, I'd say this one, so you don't need a foam roller, but I would definitely rate this one more over the static. Do both, see whether this helps, but you're actually working that muscle. That's your tibialis anterior, and its job is to bring your toes towards your head. And you'll feel it working as you rotate as well. So there's a lot of muscles in your lower leg that help keep your ankles stable. You've got to make sure you pay attention to them, especially if you're doing a lot of running. I'm going to slow down my talking.
Thank you so much for this awesome session, both from Danny and Sophia.
You're welcome, guys. Have a great weekend. Have a look at the challenges. Today's one is mobility based, so that's why I'm spending a little bit longer on the tutorial today. So tib anterior, if you've got pain, anyone that's had shin, no, not necessarily shin splints, but if you've had aches around your ankles or the front of your lower leg, this is a great way to go. Just push down. You can foam roll, but it's a bit more complicated because you have to balance like that. So you need a lot of control and a lot of confidence. If it's very painful, then you're just going to shy away from it. So have a go if you want, but I'd say that's a must. Everyone should be doing that at the minute. So that's today's challenge, 30 minutes of mobility. Email me if you have any questions. So things like, should I be foam rolling? I don't like it. How can I make it easier? Have you got any static stretches for X, Y, Z? And then your other one for tomorrow is 10 minutes for regs, and 8 for Cantier equivalent and below, of 8 double dead bugs. So 10 minutes and 8 minutes, 8 double dead bugs, 100 meter run, and 8 sit to stand. I think for Cantier it should be 50 meters. Have a go with that. Hashtag support. And that's it from me. Have a great weekend. Thank you for all your support throughout us doing these videos and the club running them for you. We want you to have a really good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a good one.